There we go. We're recording now.
Okay.
All right, so this video is copyrighted.
Okay.
Infield Solutions, whatever.
No problem.
Okay, so one, I wanted to let you know that I am one of the founders of Infield Solutions. I'm one of three founders. Of the three founders, we've probably started almost 36 companies. I've started 14 myself since '91, so I've been doing this I'm a lot older than I look. I've been doing this for a long time. With the team, even at the table here, they've all had startups of their own. Richard, numerous, many, in the food specifically, from food trucks to food production to micro markets, and I'm sure things in between. Ronnie, so Ronnie's actually our manager for customer success, but he's from Peru, worked in Mexico, and now here as a student, and we've actually hired him. He's been part-time for several months during his schooling, full-time in January, but he's been in audiovisual, digital signage and whatnot as his own business as well, and he worked for Motorola as a corporate in Mexico. Ronnie's being groomed to lead our Latin American division when we're ready. Barry, again, a serial entrepreneur, a serial crazy person like myself, and Richard. Huge in the hospitality industry for years and years and years. Numerous years in technology, specifically around telematics and GPS. He was a country manager for TomTom. That's how we met. We saw a great synergy between our core platform, Infield Clipboard, and what TomTom was offering at the time. And besides that, we shared a vision in terms of possibly how this area of technology needs to go forward. And he then started bugging me for years to join me, and we were gracious and fortunate enough to be able to bring him on February of this year, right? Yeah. I can't remember. February this year is full time, and he's our VP now for two of our divisions, Clipboard and Food IQ. Okay. We have another individual, lots of experience in the water, and he's our head of Water IQ, and I'll explain what all these are shortly. We started 6 years ago building a custom app called Infield Clipboard. Well, we named it Infield Clipboard. It was for two clients in the trade services business, fire protection and HVAC, and it was ultimately about workforce automation. Okay. We didn't know it at the time, but that's ultimately where it led. We commercialized then the product. The product, we built it, both clients loved it. 8 months after we had implemented within their businesses, they said the impact has been phenomenal, and this is actually a really good software. And we're like, of course it is, you know. And then we started to passively sell it to others. In mid-2016, we decided to spin off Infield Clipboard into its own company out of our IT company. And then realistically speaking, we truly broke it off in July of 2017. So we're not that old a company if you think about that. What we then did was build out Infield Clipboard and rebrand it into Infield Solutions. Infield Clipboard today is now work order management, fleet management, route optimization, and several IoT sensors. The IoT sensor, let's call it, I'll use one as an example. We have one for bins. So a bin is like a construction bin. Again, we're talking about trade services construction, that's where we started. A construction bin is sitting in the field. We put a volumetric sensor in there. The volumetric sensor is basically looking to see when the container is full, right? As soon as the container is full, it calls our software saying, hey, I'm full. So it's sending an automated notification to our servers in the cloud saying, hey, I'm full, come pick me up. We batch those requests. We put it through our route optimization engine. It determines who picks it up and when, based on type of truck, location, priority of pickup, whatever variables. There's 6 or 8 variables we can manage. So the route optimization is determined. We create a initial schedule. We usually ask somebody to eyeball the schedule, make sure it's cool. As great as technology is, it's not always perfect. Make sure it's cool. Maybe something's not missing, something's not glaring. Maybe they have additional information that wasn't available to us when we made the prediction. So the schedule now is confirmed. Then it's pushed onto mobile devices of the drivers, let's say in my analogy, to say this is your schedule for tomorrow or today. These are the 5 pickups. This is where you go. This is location. This is the order. It's all figured out already. They just need to go do it. We have client signature capability, but if there's no client to verify that I picked up the bin, I could just take a picture and attach that and show the bin is empty. So that's a verification. I also have geofencing, so I know where the driver started, where they went. They went to the bin, how long they were at the bin. Through that, I could also assess if they did the job, right? So I have a picture. I also know where they went and how long it took them. Because I know how long it took them, I could also optimize efficiencies. Why did it take you an hour to empty a bin that takes 20 minutes? So now I could increase the productivity of that individual and the assets they're controlling during the day. So these are all the things that we started to learn, right? We're collecting all this data. We started to add more and more IoT sensors, and we have a very nice platform, workforce automation, field resource management, call it what you wish. It's the same thing, really, for us. We're able to control or provide visibility, rather, to people, assets, vehicles, and equipment in the field, and tie that to the dispatch function, tie that to resource planning. We're looking to automate that from an AI standpoint, is help predict what resources you need, what skills you need, how many do you need. We had one client said, I don't know, I have several hundred vehicles, 5 mild models, all doing kind of the same task. When I want to buy that next vehicle, which one should I buy? It's actually a very good question. So we could look at utility, which one's the most productive, which one's the most fuel efficient, which one, what the lease cost looks like, factor all that out to actually predict what model they should be buying per task. Pretty cool. We can do that for people. What skills do I need? You know, so those are all the things that we're trying to now collect data on and start coming up with.
So you're like the IoT of everything.
We are the IoT of everything.
IOE.
IoT, sorry.
So, yes. What happened then was,
Not quick.
I'm gonna end with food IQ. So
Yeah.
I'll start with water IQ. What happened was a year ago, one of our clients, who's a plumber using Infield Clipboard, came to us and said, "I'm starting to get into this leak detection business."
Leak detection.
Leak detection.
Oh, leak.
Water
Okay.
leaks.
In buildings.
Oh, got it. Very cool.
He's a plumber. So he goes, "I'm getting into this leak detection business. Can you make it smart?" I'm like, "What does that mean? What do you mean by smart?" He goes, "Well, I'm already using Clipboard. Can you attach Clipboard to the leak detection platform?" Why? What does that look like? He goes, "Well, right now I have a little sensor on your toilet in your home. Okay, the sensor goes off when there's a leak. You're getting a notification on your mobile phone saying there's a leak." That's my wife, so I'd probably have a leak now. But you have a leak. So now you got to go figure out what to do. I've created work for you. Great, you know.
Right.
But now I've created work for you. Okay. He was already selling several hundred of these systems in different homes, residential only. So selling you the hardware to detect leaks, shut off your water remotely or manually, all by app. Okay, so he has that today. He says, beautiful. But I want to take that alert and create an unassigned work order. So dispatch that to a plumber.
Very good.
And then take you through the flow of
Very good.
Infield Clipboard. That's smart. I said, yes, I could do that. So we basically went to the plumbing company, and he has another partner who does plumbing distribution, and we become partners with them and launched Infield Food IQ, or sorry, Water IQ.
I love it.
I'm already leading to my conversation about Richard. So that's Infield Water IQ. But then we said, okay, but hold on, residential is cool, but who wants to go knock on doors and do one at a time? Yes, we are going to builders. Yes, we are going to insurance companies to get subdivisions, okay? Or one at a time, but through insurance companies who are subsidizing or paying for it even. Wonderful, great. I want to do high rises. What does that look like? We looked at high rises. It's a different situation. You need a better communication hub, something to connect with all the sensors. You need different layers of sensors, and they also need better functionality than just leaks. You need pressure, you need flow monitoring, you need temperature probes. Then I said, okay, but you can also use this stuff in residences too. So we found an engineering firm here in Toronto area, GTA, that actually had a lot of this technology already figured out. 500 patents, been in the military and all that, like great pedigree, okay? Wonderful guy. And we started, see that's on video, you can even show that to you, Frank. So we talked to him and said, this is our vision. He goes, done, I already have all the components. So now what we're doing is working with the plumbing guys, our partners, working with us, with the rest of the technology team and him, coming up with the business requirements, the technical specs, all this. We're launching in January with a new platform, Water IQ branded devices. The Smart Hub is phenomenal. What he has is an LTE-based Smart Hub already, with Wi-Fi backup, has Bluetooth on it, has Zigbee on it, and it has Z-Wave on it. What that allows us to do is use our own proprietary sensors. We do have a few, but more importantly, use off-the-shelf sensors. Not only in water, but now we're looking at HVAC and electricity as well. So we have several HVAC guys, manufacturers, who have have and or are planning to install IoT devices in their HVAC units. Okay, one guy says, I already have an IoT enabled HVAC unit, and it's Zigbee. Great. Our smart hub is already Zigbee enabled. So basically what you can do is take yours, connect it to our hub, and beautiful. Okay, but what's the restriction of the hub? 1,000 sensors. I can manage 1,000 sensors on one hub. I also have the ability to mesh my hubs. Again, I don't know your technical background, so I apologize. If you have any questions, feel free.
Yeah.
I'm getting the flow. Excuse
For
me.
me, it's kind of second nature now, so it's so I can even mesh the hubs. So in a building, what we're going to do is stagger the hubs throughout the building, and if one goes down, the other hubs pick up all the sensors that are floating. So I'm a sensor. I'm always looking for a hub, and the way we've created this mesh network in a building, I always have a hub. And then it's cool is that you have hubs in the basement that can't communicate anywhere because it's cement walls and steel and da-da-da-da. It's fine. It looks for another hub to communicate with, and that hub then goes outside to the cloud, right? So it's redundant.
We can help. Do you know how many buildings we own?
I know.
And
Why do you think of that?
And do you know,
I know.
also have the technology and how I can find landlords. And I think the go-to-market plan, my personal opinion, is I wouldn't sell this to consumers. I would go to sell to landlords.
Yeah. So we're starting insurance, property managers, builders. Those are the three. Anyone else? Those are the three that we started with.
Right.
Yeah, insurance, yeah.
Yeah, insurance, property managers, and builders,
Right.
right? Because that gets us mass.
Yeah.
So, for instance, we quoted a 32-story building, 402 units,
Local company,
local company. They're actually one of the larger luxury builders in North America.
premier.
And the price per unit worked out to $19.50. And this gave us all the redundancy, and we were able to control at the unit level, at the floor level, and the building level, different things.
Yeah.
And it's like done. So now we're just waiting for a product to be ready. We're going to be piloting next
Property
first
maintainers,
quarter.
property managers,
Property
also
managers
the
is
next one.
huge.
And I have a robot that goes and looks for them and messages them and does a link drip campaign to the property managers.
So we have to partner up to do this.
Yeah.
Okay. The other thing we saw with Water IQ is that, so you understand that we're doing the dispatch function, okay? So what we are creating as a default is a dashboard. So we have a network of plumbers that we're certifying on our technology already in Ontario, or you could use your own plumber. You have a plumber for your buildings, that's fine. We'll certify them, no cost to that. They become certified in our technology, and of course they're already a plumber, okay?
Very hard to find in Toronto and Vancouver good plumbers, just so you know.
But we have a network of plumbers because we have plumbing partners. They know everybody. They call their buddies, hey, I want you on this program. They're like, okay, we're in.
One of my biggest problems in Toronto as a landlord is plumbing.
But I'm
There's
connected.
Shortage of plumbers, trust me.
Our partner is one of the leading commercial plumbers in town.
Commercial, right, okay, residential.
They do residential
Yeah,
too.
Okay.
But we already have a network of plumbers across
Okay,
Ontario.
okay.
We're going to be Canada soon, and we're working US.
Okay, awesome, okay.
We also have several companies say, but I have my own plumbing company. I have my own plumbers as employees. Fine, we'll certify them. That's fine. So what I could do now is dispatch to your plumber. I'm going to charge you every time I do it, but I'm going to dispatch to your plumber.
Yeah, you build a platform, I love it.
It's a platform. And it's full stickiness. I'm your hardware provider, I'm your software provider, and I'm dispatching.
Love it.
Beautiful. And the next thing we're seeing with the plumbing companies say is that, okay, now I have this beautiful dashboard and I get an alert that I have a new job, that's wonderful, but I'm still running my business old world. Paper and pen, Excel, whiteboards, whatever, some rudimentary IT. Fine, put clipboard now. Use Infield Clipboard, which is our platform. We tie it into the dashboard. So now, I'm engaged all the way from alert to invoice throughout the entire chain. And that's what we're trying to do.
Nice, okay.
Get all the plumbers on board.
How do you get connected?
Now, do you take a piece of every one of those different
Yes.
services?
We
or-
take money at the hardware level,
Right.
the monitoring,
Right.
and then every time we dispatch.
Okay.
And then if you're using my software to manage your business, there's a license fee and an upfront fee as well.
Right.
And then how do
And
you,
it's all equitable. It all makes sense.
how do you connect to Stomach?
So I've had several other companies in the past.
We don't know Miss Stomach Man, we know
I
Miss
do.
Richard.
No.
I do too, I know.
I know my stomach man. What else? Coffeetrucks.ca.
Yeah. I know
Easy
that
food for all.
yeah. The inner child.
So Richard has been a client of mine in a previous company.
Yeah.
I made him aware of Infield Clipboard, I'm going to say a few years ago. He had a few contacts and clients and whatnot that potentially could use Infield Clipboard, so he became familiar with what we're doing. So my friend Richard approached me earlier this year. I'm going to say end of first quarter. It was like March, April-ish. I think so. Reference to time is so bad these days. I have no idea. I don't even know what I did yesterday. And he approached me and he goes, I'm running these micro markets. It's very labor intensive. I question how much money I'm able to make because it's so labor intensive and I can't scale. You know, how many things can people do before you break?
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not trying to be derogatory. I mean, the way they were running the business, they could not get to 1,000 locations. Physically impossible. You know, just it was too labor intensive. So he goes, can you make my micro markets safe? I'm paraphrasing, but I'm going to use this, or smart. Sorry, safe and smart. Smart and safe. Can you make it smart? I said, here we go again. What do you want to do? He goes, well, can we somehow use your clipboard or some technology to automate the back end? Reduce the effort required by people to get tasks done. So we looked at the problem that was presented and we realized about 60% of the solution already existed with our platform the way it is, you know, because we manage resources. So then we looked at the rest of the business, how it was being operated, and one of the initial opportunities is there's a kiosk being, I don't know if you've seen any of the micro markets physically, but there's a kiosk, a POS, a physical kiosk, 16 grand roughly, 12 to 16 grand is what people are charging for these things. The lead time for this particular one was 8 weeks. You also had 2 vendors, a software guy and a hardware guy that's come together. So anytime there's an issue or a feature upgrade, oh my God, it's a nightmare to get it done. So these are all the problems with the kiosk. And then the user experience, it's a little kludgy.
There's the kiosk.
You can't really see it. It's a little kludgy, so the user experience wasn't the best. It was okay. They had a thumbprint and all that stuff didn't always work well, and da-da-da-da-da. And the reporting on the back end as I'd expect, it was kind of cumbersome. It wasn't so easy to use as an operator as well. And reality is, and Richard, I hope you don't mind, what was happening was these guys were printing out reports, printing them out, and then on pen deciding what to buy